Dear children, sometimes you feel when you have not eaten for a longer period of time, you feel some exhausted feeling. You feel very tired. Sometimes you may say that you do not have energy to do anything. How do we get this energy? We know now we get this energy from our food that we eat. Do you know that 1 gram of glucose releases 3,811 kilograms of energy? Now remember, this glucose is the end products of carbohydrate foods you eat. Those are formed due to the digestion process. But how can this glucose releases this amount of energy? And where and how this energy formed? We have to find the solutions for these two questions. Let's proceed to the lesson 3. It is given in the textbook as the cellular respiration. Let's see. At the end of this video, you should be able to explain what cellular respiration is. States the balanced chemical equation for aerobic respiration. Explains the roles of ATP as energy carrier. Compares aerobic and anaerobic respiration in terms of oxygen and the amount of energy released. Let's see whether you will gain these. You can gain these learning outcomes at the end of the lesson. Now, understand what is cellular respiration. Cellular gives you an idea. A respiration happens within the cell. So, what kind of respiration or what form of activity it is? It is the process by which organisms use oxygen to break down food molecules to get chemical energy. Breakdown of food. What is this food? Glucose. So breaking down the bonds of the glucose to get chemical energy is called cellular respiration. Why we need this energy? To do lot of functions in the body. Now, cellular respiration takes place in the cells of animals, plants, fungi, whatever a living being. The main location is the mitochondria in the eukaryotic animals. It is named as powerhouse. So, in the definition it is mentioned as it is a process by which organisms use oxygen to break down food molecules. So, according to that usage of oxygen, we can divide this cellular respiration into two as aerobic respiration, where the respiration takes place with the presence of oxygen. In certain instances, certain living organisms produce energy without use of oxygen. So then in such cases it is termed as anaerobic respiration. So let's see further. Aerobic respiration. Molecules of oxygen combust with a molecule of, this should be glucose. A molecule of glucose combust with oxygen totally and break down into carbon dioxide and water by releasing a large amount of energy. Here C6H12O6 is the formula of glucose combined with oxygen, form carbon dioxide and water and produce energy. Can you remember a similar situation you have learned in your different types of reactions? You learn this kind of reactions. There actually you use instead of this glucose, there you use fuel. Complete combustion and incomplete combustion, two types of things. For the complete combustion, you get carbon dioxide, water and energy. It is similar to this aerobic respiration. This occurs mainly in the mitochondria. From this large amount of energy, 35% of energy produced during this process is released as heat energy, and other 65 is stored in a molecule called ATP, organic compound called adenosine triphosphate. Tri means three phosphate groups are there. Adenosine triphosphate as chemical energy. So this is what is the speciality of this ATP? It is an organic compound and it has the ability to release this energy very quickly whenever needed. Then what will happen to this ATP? Convert into ADP. That means releasing or the breaking one phosphate group. So then now no more 3. Here ATP means 3-phosphate. Now ADP means adenosine diphosphate. Adenosine diphosphate forms after converting, releasing energy. But again, this won't be like this way for a longer period of time. Again, this will absorb energy and form it into again ATP form. This is the most important part that you have to remember. 38 kilojoules of energy is stored in 1 mole of ATP. And we can produce 38 moles of ATP by breaking 1 mole of glucose. You have to remember. Learn by heart this one. ATP, 38 moles are produced during aerobic respiration. What is anaerobic respiration? It is, as explained, no oxygen is needed. So, very less amount of energy is released during this respiration process. Anaerobic respiration is occur in plants as well as in animals who do this aerobic respiration, but in two different ways. If we take yeast, it is a very common example for the occurrence of anaerobic respiration. We use yeast to produce ethyl alcohol by letting it to do anaerobic respiration. So this glucose with the action of yeast turns to ethyl alcohol, carbon dioxide and less amount of energy. Actually 2 ATP. But in the animals, in special occasions, who do aerobic respiration also undergo this anaerobic respiration process. In sometimes doing excessive exercises, activities engaged in excessive exercises are needed. In such situations, our muscles, in muscle cells, this kind of respiration happens. So what will happen here? Glucose turns to lactic acid and energy. So here actually this is termed as lactic acid fermentation. So example, muscle pains and cramps due to engaging in 100-meter race. It's an example. This pain occurs due to this accumulation of lactic acid. The meaning of accumulation is getting together, collected. More and more lactic acid collected in the muscles gives a pain. So resultant cramp, muscle cramp or muscle pain. So in the anaerobic respiration in animals form lactic acid, in yeast and other plants give rise ethyl alcohol, produce ethyl alcohol. Now let's see functions of ATP. That one also you have to pay your attention. What is ATP? As I said, it is a carbonic molecule, organic molecule. So energy stored as ATP, and this is used in the muscle movement. This stored energy is used in muscle movement, active transportation, chemical reactions in the organisms, and production of new cells, etc. And also another function of ATP is release of energy. Then this ATP is converted into ADP to act as an energy carrier. So now you can understand this energy is given as number of ATP molecules. Let's see the comparison of aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. In the learning outcomes, you should be able to give this in terms of energy and in terms of the oxygen, usage of oxygen. Aerobic means needed oxygen. So what are the reactants here? Glucose and oxygen combine and form carbon dioxide and water. So combined with oxygen completely is called complete combustion. Produce 36 to 38 ATP molecules. So location is the cytoplasm and mitochondria. If we say just as this in a one single step, it is not that. It's really complex and undergo more stages. When you come to grade A-level classes, you will be able to learn all these cycles and steps in a deep manner. For the moment, for your level, it is enough. Anaerobic respiration, the reactants are glucose only, no oxygen is needed. Therefore, we can say incomplete combustion and produce very low energy, yielding 2 ATP. In plants, produce ethanol and carbon dioxide. Animals, lactic acid and energy. Happen in the cytoplasm, and it is, compared to this one, simple. Now we came to the end of the lesson. Let's see whether you can explain these things. What is the cellular respiration? Can you give the balanced equation for the aerobic respiration and role of ATP and compare aerobic and anaerobic? I hope we have covered all these things in this lesson. Please pay your attention to the most important points which I have emphasized. And finally, I would like to give a special thank to Mr. G.T. Subasinghe, retired Project Officer Science in NICE Sri Lanka. And thank you all of you for watching this video. Hope you have gained a good understanding about the cellular respiration for your level. Thank you very much.